Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another Stories from Creators. I'm your host, Robert. And today we have an announcement here by Sony that was made today at the PlayStation Showcase. And I honestly think this is Sony's dumbest decision ever. When the leaks came out for this, I literally was saying on stream, on my Kick streams, I never uploaded these to YouTube. I said, there's no way these leaks are accurate because I don't think Sony is this dumb and this idiotic to actually release a streaming-only device. But here we are. So here's the trailer for it. I'm going to play right now.
Later this year, we will launch a dedicated device that enables you to stream any game from your PS5 console using remote play over Wi-Fi. Internally known as Project Q, it has an 8-inch HD screen and all of the buttons and features of the DualSense wireless controller. We look forward to sharing more information in the near future. I'm also pleased to reveal our first ever PlayStation earbuds, which will bring next-generation audio immersion to PS5 and PC. They simultaneously connect to smartphones via Bluetooth. New wireless technology will deliver lossless audio with low latency, giving you outstanding sound quality while you're playing. Look out for more details soon.
So it says under here, specifications and design are subject to change, which I hope it does, because this literally looks like an extension. Like, here's a picture of the back on it. It literally looks like it's like one of those backbone extensions or something that you attach your tablet or your phone to stream PS5 games. And I wish Sony would do better, honestly. Like, I used to be a big Sony fan before I switched over to PC. I own a PS3. I still own a PS3, actually. I used to own a PS4, but I don't even have that stuff. I still have the PS3, but I don't have the 4. It's at my father's house. Anyways, Sony has officially confirmed it's working on a PlayStation handheld to make it easier to play your PS5 games. It was announced at Wednesday's PlayStation Showcase and is called Project Q. We will launch a dedicated device that enables you to stream any game from your PS5 console using remote play over Wi-Fi. PlayStation boss Jim Ryan said during the PlayStation Showcase. Initially known as Project Q, it has an 8-inch HD screen and all the buttons and features of a DualSense wireless controller. Most specifically, it'll have an LCD screen running games at up to 1080p and 60 FPS over Wi-Fi, according to a Sony press release. It will feature both the adaptive triggers and haptic feedback, which haptic feedback I've never really been a fan of unless it was on like a mobile device, really. Like vibration, haptic feedback, I wasn't really on controller. It's not really a fan of, because I mean, you know, a controller is more physical than it is on a phone, digital phone buttons, you know. Anyways, the Q handheld is set to launch later this year, though Sony didn't say exactly when or how much the new device might cost. So you can see pictures here. According to the fine print at the bottom of the Sony's presentation, games you play on the Q must be installed on a PS5 console itself. It's apparently designed as a companion for your own PS5, not something that would play games natively like a Steam Deck or a phone, or even stream them from the cloud. So it's like the remote play app if it was a console, essentially, which I think is just idiotic on Sony's end. And I hate to really hate on Xbox and Sony. I don't think I've made an Xbox hate video, really, but the recent stuff with Redfall and everything, like that stuff, I've meant to make videos, but I was like banned for a week on YouTube, so I never made a video on like, honestly, the Xbox stuff I would say is like just as bad as this handheld stuff, like what's going on at Xbox, because Phil Spencer literally admitted to not wanting to compete with Sony and Nintendo and just wanted to do their own thing, which at that point just pull out of the console market in general and like do your own thing in general. Anyways, however, Sony is one of the foremost companies with a cloud gaming service. One is currently seemed to be overhauling based on the many job postings we dug up, so it's possible that the Q adds cloud gaming at a later date. It would seem weird to omit services that make Sony more money. Sony's brief tease didn't address whether you'd be able to use the Q to stream games outside of your house. Sony's remote play does currently support connections over cellular, though you might need to tether it to a phone or hotspots, and Sony has only mentioned Wi-Fi, so it doesn't really have any hotspot. You gotta connect you gotta use your USB from your phone, USB-C to Apple charger, I guess, and connect it to your phone to even charge it, or to even maybe use it when you're on the go. Which even then, I can't really think of PS5 games I would want to play. like on the go. Like maybe when I'm in bed or something. Like that's different. Maybe that will work then, but even then, I prefer to have stuff installed just in general, just because the games are gonna run fine. It's all dependent on your hardware at that point. Rumors about the handheld first surfaced earlier this year, thanks to a report from Insider Gaming. The report nailed a lot about the device, including that it relies on remote play and wouldn't be a cloud gaming device, the 8-inch LCD screen, the DualSense resemblance, and the maximum resolution and frame rate. The report also said the handheld was codenamed the Q Lite. I'd say the Project Q name is close enough, which, again, I literally did not think... I said on my Kick streams, I was like... I do not believe that this leak is real. Well, I believe this leak is real and that Sony is making it a handheld, but I don't think they're dumb enough to make it a streaming-only device. And I said I will eat my words if this actually happens and gets announced. And here I am admitting to it. I am eating my words right now. I can't believe they really did this, honestly. With Project Q, Sony seems to be responding to the increased popularity of handhelds with its own offerings. The Nintendo Switch has been an absolute smash hit, of course, but with newer entrants like Valve's Steam Deck, which I actually am recording this video on my Steam Deck that has Windows 11 on it right now, and Asus ROG Ally. We're seeing a lot of ways to play more modern games on newer hardware than the aging Switch, and a classic Sony move. Project Q has its own quirk in that it can only stream games over Wi-Fi, but if you're looking for a Sony-made way to play the latest PlayStation games on a handheld, you might want to put some money aside for Project Q Lite. If you want to try remote play to stream games from your PS5, you don't need to wait for Sony's handheld. Most any iPhone, Android phones, Windows, or Macs can do it. And there's even a Linux app you can load onto the Steam Deck called Chickaki. I don't know. But anyways, I don't really see who would buy this. Like, if anything, how much do backbones cost? Backbone, controller. Let's put PS5 to make it specific. Backbone, Jesus, is it really $100 for a controller that attaches to your phone? I mean, I guess that's not a lot, but still, jeez. So yeah, just get a backbone. Like, I honestly see Sony like charging at least $250 for the Q Lite or the Project Q, because the screen itself probably costs them a lot of money. But not even just that, I would need to buy a PS5 and a PlayStation, this handheld, to use it. Or I just need to buy PS5, and it has no VR support, obviously. They mentioned that, but I don't know. I don't really see anybody that buys this except for hardcore Sony fans. I mean, maybe I would pick it up just because I don't really like looking at my TV. I have bad eyes, so I don't like looking up at the big screen. I don't like wearing my glasses either. So maybe I would buy this just to play it like right here on the floor where I'm laying right now. But or maybe just hook it up to my monitor, or hook up the PlayStation 5 to my monitor. I don't know. But I really don't see who would buy a streaming only console. Like, there's been, what was the other streaming only console? It was by I forgot what company it was by. Shoot, it was like a streaming only console. What was it called? Trying to look for it. I know what it looks like. It's not that. It's all coming up with Xbox. Streaming. Oh, I should have put handheld. It's like this white handheld. Like, it's a $300 handheld. It's this thing, the Logitech G Cloud. I don't see who would buy this. It's $300, and all you could do is it's an Android device with like an old Android chip from like years ago. Like my Samsung A20 probably runs better than this thing. It's probably more powerful, and even then, like, this thing just, I don't know. It looks aesthetically pleasing to some extent, but it's a streaming only console. You can see here it has like Google Play Store, but some of the games probably aren't even gonna run good because how old the chip that it's in there is. But I mean, yeah, I really don't want to keep being a dead horse, drag this video any longer than it already is. Really stretching for that 10-minute mark right there, I see. No, not really. Anyways, yeah, thank you guys for watching this video. Let me know what you guys think on this handheld. Whenever you guys would buy this, I might if I had a PS5. I maybe would if I had a PS5, but even then, I don't really see a use for it since now I have a monitor and I could just connect my PS5 to the monitor. But yeah, thank you guys for watching the video. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please smash like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.